In a post on X, the U.S. Central Command said CENTCOM forces will begin implementing a blockade of all maritime traffic entering and exiting Iranian ports in accordance with the president's proclamation. The blockade will be enforced impartially against vessels of all nations entering or departing Iranian ports and coastal areas, including all Iranian ports on the Arabian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. CENTCOM forces will not impede freedom of navigation for vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz to and from non-Iranian ports. Additional information will be provided to commercial mariners through a formal notice prior to the start of the blockade. And Iran's Revolutionary Guard has warned military vessels to keep away. The IRGC says that only non-military vessels will be allowed to pass under strict regulations, but they have vowed a strong response to unwelcome ships and boats. Al Jazeera's Heidi Jo Castro is live for us in Washington, D.C. Heidi, walk us through, we read parts of the CENTCOM statement. Walk us through step by step what they are saying they're going to do. Where and when is this taking place and how?
Absolutely, because there are some points of confusion here. First of all, after those peace talks failed to produce a deal, we saw the Trump administration quickly shift to this new headline about this naval blockade. And there are discrepancies between how Trump announced it and how we're hearing these details from U.S. CENTCOM. Trump had said that this blockade would target any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. But now we're hearing from CENTCOM that no, in fact, this would only target ships that go to or from Iranian ports. Also, CENTCOM saying that as for the rest of those ships, international vessels not going to or from Iran, they would have freedom of navigation to transit the strait. That is different, again, from what Trump had said earlier in his proclamation, saying that any international vessel that pays a toll to Iran to get through Hormuz would be interdicted by the U.S. Navy in international waters. He said no one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas. That issue of tolls not at all addressed in these details released by Central Command. Also, we're not sure exactly, well, CENTCOM says that at exactly 14 GMT on Monday is when this more selective blockade takes effect. Trump had said it would be effect immediately. So lots of questions here, but many people are also pointing out, experts pointing out that whatever the case, the U.S. might have to justify this action, given that it's unclear whether it would have the legal authority to blockade international commercial vessels in international waters. And namely, there's China and its response. China is Iran's biggest trade partner. And so any sort of blockade of goods coming in from Iranian ports would certainly impact China as well. And all of these are lingering questions.
Al Jazeera's Heidi Jo Castro live in Washington, D.C. Thank you very much. Now, in Islamabad, mediators are urging the U.S. and Iran to uphold the ceasefire agreement. Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, has posted on X saying in intensive talks at the highest level in 47 years, Iran engaged with the U.S. in good faith to end the war. But when just inches away from Islamabad MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, we encountered maximalism, shifting goalposts, and blockade. Zero lessons learned. Goodwill begets goodwill. Enmity begets enmity.